Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Conqueror's Blade. So, Season 3 has launched, and I just wanted to go back and take a little bit of a look at the Battle Pass. Kind of, is it worth it? Is it worth buying? What are we getting? What's affected by the Battle Pass? What isn't? And just kind of dive into it a little bit. So, let's go and take a little look at the Battle Pass overview and kind of see what you get. So when you press F5, you'll get kind of this Season 3 overview tab, which has all these tabs along the top. Now, I think the first thing I want to cover is what is and what isn't affected by the Battle Pass. So obviously we actually have the Battle Pass itself, which we'll come back and have a look at, and it's split into the free and sort of premium, so the paid and unpaid rewards. But then we have a lot of things like the challenges. So these help you to level up your Battle Pass. These are the same whether you are free or paid, there's absolutely no difference at all. We then have all the unit challenges. So these to unlock the new units. So we've got the Conqueror guards for the first unit, and then we've got the pikemen, which open up in 12 days, and the gunners and the pavis, etc. going down. By the way, these guards I think are going to be a really good unit. We're going to have a video on these once I get these unlocked, but I think they're going to be really quite nice. But this is all completely unaffected by the Battle Pass. You unlock this whether you buy the Battle Pass or whether you are completely free to play player and have never spent a penny on the game. These missions are going to be the same. The way you unlock them is going to be the same. You can unfortunately pay them off with sovereigns, but if you want to do them all, it's 100 a mission, so it actually gets quite expensive. I'd rather we didn't have this payoff feature, but I do kind of understand. But for the bulk of people, everyone is going to be working through these missions exactly the same, and there's certainly no effect on this by having the Battle Pass. We then obviously have campaigns and everything, which is the territory war stuff, again unaffected by the Battle Pass, and of course the seasonal store. So this will be slightly affected by the Battle Pass, but in terms of the stuff that is available to buy, it is all entirely the same. So all this stuff is exactly the same cost and is available to everyone, Battle Pass or not. The only thing the Battle Pass affects is how many barbutes you're going to be able to earn. So let's go back and have a look at that then. So when we go to the starting page of the Battle Pass, you'll see that there's basically two tiers. There's sort of the Battle Pass rewards and the basic rewards. So everyone gets access to a form of Battle Pass, even if you don't spend anything. And you'll basically see everyone starts down here at level 1. And as you level up your nobility through earning honour, so you get honour from just completing siege battles, field battles, AI battles, anything like that, all earns honour. And as we talked about, completing these weekly missions. For example, if I went out and searched 20 loot sites, these are things like the abandoned carts and stuff you see in the centre of the open world, a fairly easy thing to do. That's going to give me 6,000 glory, and anyone can do this, whether you're, a free-to-play user or you've purchased the Battle Pass. And that's going to immediately give you a couple of levels, because you see the glory, the amount of glory you require, sort of stacks up and keeps going up as it gets to 10,000. So at least on the initial levels, it's going to give you sort of 2 or so levels straight from the off. So quite easy stuff to unlock. And you'll see, by the time you get to level 2, you're getting 3,000 bronze, hero XP cards, 500 honour, and then you're getting 60 barbutes by level 8. And that's going to continue along on the Battle Pass, so 14, get another 60, then there's another 18, 100, 120. So you can still earn a good couple of hundred barbutes, even by the time you get to level 50. And remember, you've got 10 weeks to do this, so it's not unreasonable to expect that you're going to be able to get to sort of at least the upper parts of the Battle Pass, and you're going to be earning quite a few hundred barbutes. Interestingly, the title is also on the free-to-play part of the Battle Pass, so you'll also be getting access to that, as well as pretty rare armour schematics. There's another rare armour schematic, treaties, honour reset tokens, rare artillery quests. So there's quite a bit of cool stuff in the free-to-play Battle Pass. So even if you have no intention of purchasing anything this season, it is well worth taking a look and getting stuck in with the whole Battle Pass, because there's some pretty cool stuff to earn. And then I think when you translate these barbutes into the seasonal store, you'll see that actually there's some pretty awesome stuff. One thing that absolutely everyone should be trying to max out is their powdered silver. For 3 barbutes each, just by getting to level 8 and getting that initial 60 barbutes, you're going to be getting yourself 20 powdered silver. That is hugely useful. Powdered silver becomes it becomes the key hero resource for crafting in the later part of the game. This is absolutely a must-buy. The gold dust is nice, but in reality, gold dust is actually less of a restricting factor than powdered silver is. So yeah, hugely useful things. We've also got cool things like treaties. For 10 barbutes, you're going to get a battle unit XP card, which is going to give you a 50% boost to your XP gain for units for 10 battles. for 10 barbutes. That's well worth having as a free-to-play player. I mean, that's things like that is hugely useful. Some of the doctrine stuff we'll probably cover in a separate video because it's a little bit more complex, but they're basically a bit time limited, which is kind of a little bit interesting. But there is a load of cool stuff in the free-to-play elements of the Battle Pass, and it is kind of well worth taking part in, even if you don't do it. But then we come on to the question of, is it worth buying the Battle Pass? Well, I've always kind of felt, because this is now the third season, and we've had roughly similar styles in how these seasons have been deployed, I've always felt it's pretty reasonable value for money. So it costs 1,000 sovereigns to get the base Battle Pass, and for me that's about £10. I think in euros it's also about €10. I suspect it's similar in dollars, except whatever your local currency is. It's not really too expensive. I think it's a pretty reasonable, and you get some pretty decent stuff out of it. Right from the off, from level 1, as soon as you buy the Battle Pass, you get yourself a hero attire. It's sort of a Renaissance pikeman kind of look. That's kind of cool. I kind of like the look of it. And then as you level up, you basically earn more. So by level 3, you've got yourself 60 barbutes rather than that level 8. We then start to earn bronze, random, artillery chests and stuff like that. Little bits of silver starting to crop in. And as well as unlocking these premium rewards, you also get access to the base tier rewards. So you get access to both. And then as you do them, you can see here, I mean, I've just unlocked level 9. So I just press that, and there we go. I've got 15 riveters and rivets and fasteners. Not tremendously useful, but, hey-ho, not going to say no. And then we're getting extra things, treaties, a little bit of unit XP, a little bit more extra honour and things like that. So you're basically just getting improved rewards as you head down the line. And then there's various unit skins and hero skins attached down the Battle Pass. Oh, he's actually literally got a cock guard. Cool. Okay, slight detour. So these are basically dotted all the way down. Some pretty interesting stuff. Some of the skill books are quite nice. We're getting horse attire and stuff like that as you come down the line. And for the €10, you get far, far more skins than if you brought something at the shop. And that's why I think I've always felt the Battle Pass is a pretty reasonable value for money. Because as I say, you get a pretty decent selection of stuff and some pretty cool looking hero attires and unit attires as you go down the line. So, yeah. I think that's really all I've got to say on it. Is the Battle Pass worth buying? For me, I think it probably is. I don't think you have to play all that much to be able to get kind of your €10 worth out of it, because I think it's pretty decent value for money. I think the final thing I just wanted to touch on is everyone should be trying to get themselves to level 60. This epic schematic crate, words, is hugely valuable. I mean, these, unfortunately, it's probably going to be bound to yourself, so you're not going to be able to sell it. But if you wanted to buy one of these on the market, you would. If you can actually go and check this out yourself. If you look on the market, you'd be looking to pay around 800,000 to 1 million silver to get yourself an epic schematic, because they are just mind-bogglingly rare. I have never found one, and I'm like level 550 now, so they are very, very rare. So get yourself to level 60 and you'll unlock, as a free-to-play player, this epic schematic crate. Well worth doing. So, yeah, that's really all I've got for you. If you have any questions about this or anything about the Battle Pass, do let me know what you think in the comments down below. We'll be starting to take a look at all the units. I certainly want to have a go at these Conqueror guards. I have also brought myself the new premium unit for a rather expensive and eye-watering 700,000 silver, but we have done it, and I want to take a look at those guys at some point in the future because they're really interesting. Thanks for watching, guys. As I say, any questions, down in the comments, and I shall see you guys all on the next video.